Hey, how you doing?
What we got here is a failure to communicate.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
All right, who did this? I'm not mad. I just want to know who did it so I can punish them.
Don't look at me. I think these people are completely nuts.
Oh, welcome to mi casa. That's French for front door.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
It's the Al Travis Show. We've got our Senator Karin Housley. I'll tell you what, I have no idea where this is going to go. Who was I talking to? A friend was over this weekend, and we were talking about getting guests on and how do I decide a good guest or not. And I used you, if I might talk about you a little bit to your face. I said, you never know with Senator Karin Housley where this ends up. Now, I would say the same for Hoffman when he comes on, but it's generally music-related, something over here. But I said, with Senator Karin Housley, we have discussed everything, and I don't mean just bring it up, but in depth, from the Golden Bachelor to the biggest political thing we got going on in the country today. And I said, everything in between. It can be hockey, it can be football. It doesn't matter what it is. Senator Karin Housley will play along and go for it. I appreciate you.
Well, I don't know if that's like a real talent, because what is that? An inch deep and a mile wide on everything is what I know. But if you go to that next level, I don't got much.
No, that's not true. We dove into the Golden Bachelor, which I'm stunned I ever did this thing. But did you hear that Leslie gal from Minnesota, your friend, 4 steps away from being one of your friends, she's going on some Love Island thing now. It's like,
on Love Island?
Yeah. I'm sorry. She never should have done that. I had a little respect for her. Now, not so much.
Reality shows are kind of like NHL coaches. They just sort of shake them up and recycle them. So yeah, your Golden Bachelor or Survivor. Now you're on Love Island.
Yeah.
Brother. Yeah, they just like mash them all up and spit them out.
Well, I think there's, because like the NHL, I think there are only so many people in the reality world that want to see their lives explode on television. Right? Yeah. Leslie was just a nice gal, and maybe I'll give this thing a shot. I think she really loved being America's sweetheart, even if it meant having to sleep with a guy who was sleeping around. It's sad. That's all.
I think it's probably like cocaine, and you get a little bit of reality show, and then it's like, ooh, I want more and more. A little bit of fame, and you're recognized at the grocery store, and so they want more and more and more. Yeah. It's a bad thing, Leslie. I guess I got to call her once I find her.
You have the 3 other steps you've got to get there. Other thing, I happen to be following you along on your Facebook or one of those pages, wherever you did this. You got a big deal going on at your neck of the woods, the Stillwater Dine Here, Dance Here. Can you tell me a little bit about that? That's this Saturday, next Saturday.
Yeah, next Saturday.
A week from Saturday.
Hopefully we have weather like we had this weekend. It would be beautiful. Yeah. But it's all outdoors. They have a band playing. You can have dinner reservations. It's right downtown near the old Stillwater Bridge in Chestnut Plaza. And yeah, you just eat and drink and dance in the street. They close it down.
Oh, and, very cool.
So super fun. Hundreds and hundreds of people will be there. So yeah, I have the ticket on. You can get the ticket on my Facebook page. Just to show up, it's free. But if you want to have the dinner, go to my Facebook. Otherwise, Stillwater Chamber or Karin Housley or Senator Karin Housley.
You can get on
down. It'll be a lot of fun.
Okay, and that's a week from Saturday, so everybody knows. I bet, because I didn't know, I found out I'm really not a Kentucky Derby guy. I don't have any distaste for it, but it snuck up on me in that I didn't know it was coming up until Friday, when every announcer's prep says, oh, do you know why they make the mint and julep and yada yada. So anyway, it's coming up. Now, I watched it, 3 minutes of Mudfest, and I bet myself when I looked at the guest, Senator Karin Housley is absolutely a Kentucky Derby girl. You like the hats, you like the getting dressed up, little mint julep. Yes. Am I right?
You are spot on. I liked it so much that I had to drag my husband to it once. I love the Kentucky Derby so much. Yeah, the whole pomp and circumstance. Even like the Friday night, the Kentucky Oaks, when you wear all pink. So much fun. But I got to tell you, when I did go to the Derby, my South St. Paul came out in me. And when the Derby was over, everybody has these really nice glasses that they got their mint julep in, but they're all on the ground, and they all have the Kentucky Derby logo on the year and everything. I ran around there. I collected 2 dozen of these glasses, and I had to buy a suitcase to bring them back home. And we still use him to this day. When I have guests over, I went, do you want to
that is my senator picking up used glasses on the. Oh, that's hilarious.
Phil was so embarrassed. He goes, Scott, I go, just go get me another bag. Just get me another bag. I got some more glasses to get. Yeah. So it's my tip for everybody that goes to the Derby. Just stick around and start picking up the free glasses.
So is this the sort of thing Grandma will teach the grandkids? I can see you wanting to doll him up, getting the matching hats. Where does a young lady like yourself get a hat anymore? Where do they even sell them?
Well, I don't even know. I do know one milliner. She's Kelly Schultz. She's a milliner here in Minnesota. She actually made me my hat, and she made Carrie Underwood hers. So Carrie,
well, so you guys are one step apart. Yeah.
But right, one step apart there. That one is legit. But Amazon, like we had at Stillwater Country Club. I don't belong, but somebody invited me to their party. So you order 8 of them, and then you send 7 of them back. That's how it goes on Amazon. They know me by now.
That's good. All right. So do you horse race? I mean, I've been to Kentucky, Canterbury Downs a couple of times. My claim to fame is when it first opened up within that first year. Someone in Brainerd, when I was working up there, said, hey, you want to go? I can get us into the owner's suite. Oh, how do you do that? Just tell them you're 1/4 of whoever horses was, so we put your name down. I had no idea who it was. So I went and had just the greatest time. It is so cool. I mean, my problem is this gal is trying to teach me how to bet, and you read the horse and yada yada. I just pick them by name. I don't. You've got the coolest name. I'm going to give you a shot. So I know I'm bad at it. But do you Kentucky Derby? Do you enjoy a Canterbury Downs as much?
Oh,
I mean,
so fun, and that's an industry we have to save here at the state of Minnesota when it comes to the pull tabs and the sports gambling. We got to make sure we save our 2 tracks. Because it is so much fun. It is a big industry, and it actually employs a lot of people here in Minnesota, but so much fun. Yes, sometimes I will spend the time to do the research and who's a mutter and who isn't a mutter, and, who's good at Canterbury. And I'll do that other times when you're like, you're 3 beers in and you're like, yeah, I'll take chunk of gold because I want to win a gold medal. Yeah.
Well, so, that's been my joke all day. I don't know if I owned a horse, it'd be Sure Winner. That way, why do you not pick better names? What does Secretariat got to do with anything when it comes to running a race? I'd call it Sure Winner, and then everybody's betting on it. Also, did you know, and you probably did then, every horse in the race yesterday was related to Secretariat in some way?
No, I didn't know because I was so mad at myself that I didn't sit down and watch the whole thing because that's really good TV. It's like real life documentary. It's opposed to
horses.
Love Island and all of those reality shows. This is like real reality, and it's interesting. But no, I didn't know that. Yeah. That's interesting. Did you know? Now, speaking of, did you know? Did you know that all the black license plates that are new here in Minnesota all start with the letter Z? Did you know that? Start looking out.
Is that
drive you nuts?
That's going to drive me nuts now. I absolutely will do that.
Unless they do a custom one. You can do a custom black one. But all the rest of them started with Z because that's where they were in the rotation of Minnesota.
Out of curiosity, it's things we do because why? I have no idea why we went to black and white license plate. Was there some big, we needed that thing? Is it the guys in prison? I don't know if they're still making them in prison. Guys in prison like, hey, I'm bored of the lakes thing. Can we do something different? Why? I don't have any idea why we did it, but you do see them out there.
Yeah, I think we have more options than any other state now. I think we have like 72 options. The golf course, the veterans, the fishing, the Ducks Unlimited. And Governor Walz, we had a meeting with him the other day, and this popped up, the license plate thing, which I had to throw in my tidbit.
Things I know.
He said the black license plate pops to number 1. It's our number 1 selling license plate is the black one.
I always look at the car that it's on. You can see that these are people who generally nicer car, and they don't want that blue and white one sticking out. It doesn't. Yeah. They try to make it match or at least fade away from their car. I get it. I just don't know if the extra money. I got a black license plate and it starts with a Z. I kind of like that. I didn't know that was going. That won't be forever though.
No, they said they've almost finished the rotation, so now it'll go back to A. But what I don't like is now every state does this. So you used to know like Tennessee was the orange and Minnesota was the green and blue and Wisconsin was, what was it, yellow? I can't remember.
Yeah.
But now it's just like a free-for-all, so you have to really squint to see what state those people are from. hate that.
Anyone else here? This is how old I am. Ever played the license plate game when you're in the car? Now it's shot. It's shot in the head. You can't do it. I got to go to break. We got to talk some work stuff. We've covered, just like his, I don't know where we're going to go with Senator Karin Housley, but here we are. We're going to talk some Timberwolves. We're going to talk about what's going on in the state of Minnesota after this with Senator Karin Housley.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters brings you its most popular show of all time, Grease. You'll hear all your favorite hits from the Broadway musical and the movie. Join the whole gang at Rydell High. We'll sing, we'll dance, we'll bring you back to high school life in the 50s. Poodle skirts, bobby socks, the soda shop, and drive-in movies. Grease! It'll rock your socks off. Order your tickets today. Visit chanhassendt.com.
All the special interests are represented in St. Paul. But who speaks for you? Center of the American Experiment does. Our policy fellows dig into the tough issues that matter to you and offer common sense solutions on education, taxes, crime, and energy. American Experiment is the trusted, nonpartisan voice of Minnesotans like you. We are working every day to make Minnesota a better, safer, more prosperous place. We are American Experiment. Go to americanexperiment.org to learn more.
Don't need to ask him his opinion more than once. Al Travis on The Al Travis Show.
You know, jealousy is not a pretty thing, but now I get on your Senator Housley Facebook page. Oh, you don't even mention that, what was it, 3 days ago? Oh, by the way, Kevin Conley stopped by, and we did a little resolution for the coach of the Minnesota Viking, honoring his NFL coach. You know, just another day at the old office for Senator Housley. Who do you not know? Good God.
I don't know Leslie from The Bachelor, now Love Island. Don't know her. Yeah, I got invited to a little honoring Kevin O'Connell. And you're running from meeting to meeting. You're like, oh, that's right. I got that thing with Kevin O'Connell. And then you don't you don't think about it till he's right in front of you. And I was like, so embarrassed. All I said was, oh my gosh, you are so tall. I can't believe you're so tall. You don't look that tall on the TV. I need to adjust my TV. And he goes, well, my players are pretty tall too. So, and we all look the same. And I'm 5 feet and he's like 6'6".
Yeah, he's a tall gentleman.
And luckily I didn't say, and you're so handsome, because
Yeah, what?
he is cute. And I didn't say
It's not like you don't hang with tall people. I get it. For me, I'm a short guy. Your husband's tall. 90% of those hockey players you hang with are tall. Why is tall bother you? I just struck
didn't
you.
picture him. You know, most people when they see me, they go, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know you were so short." So you just have a image of what they're supposed to look like by what you see, and so everybody knows I'm 5 feet tall. I'm short, and Kevin O'Connell is tall.
Tall. All right, very
tall. Very
all right.
very tall.
Just more reason to be jealous of you. Oh, just by the way, I didn't mention it. Kevin O'Connell was in my office this week. We gave him an award. All right. What do you think is going to get done? I'm kind of upset right now with the session. Nelson.
You're upset. Try living it.
Carl, I couldn't do it. There's no way I'd do your guys' job. Carl Nelson comes out, put up the bid, don't let boys in girls' locker rooms, boys in girls' sports, and that goes down on party lines. Now, that's an 85-15 at best thing, and yet we can't decide how to do this. Should we have an inspector general? We need an inspector general. Well, we can't figure out how to do it. If we can't do the obvious stuff, how in the world are we going to bust down the budget and get her done?
Well, I hope they hold those people accountable that voted against not letting boys into girls' sports, like Senator Grant Hochschild up there on the Iron Range. Up there, this is like a 99-1 issue, and he went and voted straight party line with Minneapolis and St. Paul. So I think he should be looking for the door soon, too. And that's what I think Minnesotans have to look at, see how their senators voted. But you're right. I was just talking to Senator Bill Weber out in the hall, and I was like, Bill, I don't think we're getting out of here. And he goes, you kidding me? There's no way we're getting out of here May 19th. We've got one of the bills was pulled today. So today's going to be an hour on the floor. Tomorrow, we've got 4 huge budget bills to get done. None of them are on the calendar for this week. So there's no way we can get them all done next week. And here we are watching it while we are on break. The ethics complaint against Senator Bobby Joe Champion. So we're doing all of these little things all over the place instead of getting the work done that people of Minnesota expect us to do. So,
see, but there must be two schools of thought. You sit there and say, okay, if you're going to vote for these things that people don't want, they're going to vote you out. That's Republican hope. The other side must be looking at it and saying, no one's going to remember this 18 months from now. They're going to put the blame on you. When this goes into overtime, it's those darn Republicans. It's the Republicans. The paper's going to say it. The TV stations are going to say it. Because otherwise, Minnesotans would learn by now. Either that or they just don't care.
I think Minnesotans have learned when they had one-party control in 23 and 24. That didn't work. They got all of these mandates on our schools. Taxes increased. The economy's gone in a handbasket. So Minnesotans voted for this. They wanted more balance. So I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're going to blame Republicans. This is what Minnesotans wanted, and we're undoing a lot of the crap that they passed back in 23 and 24.
Well, will it get undone? I mean, you're talking about things, I presume, like unemployment benefits for seasonal workers at schools, letting them take, unemployment insurance for the months they don't work?
Yeah, for the cafeteria workers and bus drivers, they put that in. And I don't know. That's one of those that wasn't in, and then now it's back in, and that's how far are people going to dig their heels in, and how late into this session are they going to take it? We'll be in a special session, and we got to get it done by the end of June.
You and I do these things for a living. I read this stuff. So I'm at the golf course with my buddies, and I brought it up. Well, a sticking point is this. 8 guys, I was the only one who even understood this was a thing, going back and forth, like you say. Democrats want it. Well, Democrats are good. So it'd be nice if they had. I said, they got it now. They passed it when we had $17 billion, but we're $6 billion in the hole. Schools can't afford this. That money is gone. Schools have to pick up the difference. And to a man, they said, well, that doesn't seem fair, because we all grew up with the lunch lady knowing she had the summer off. The bus driver knew he had the summer off.
They knew going in what their work schedule was.
Yeah. So none of them think it's fair, but I said, so you're willing to shut down the government for it? And, then it gets really mealy-mouthy. It's like, But that's where we're at, right? We're not going to get this bill done if we don't start answering some of those questions. Some people are going to have to give up what they want. Others aren't. I just don't see any give. And you're not helping me telling you're not going to vote on one of these things for another week. There's only 2 weeks left.
Yeah, well, I think that deadline's gone out the window. I don't even know why they have that deadline, because they've shown every time we've had divided government, we've never once been done on time. And I had a summer plan too. I'm so mad right now. A couple of our senators have to have surgeries, and we're like really busy. When we're out of here, we're out of here, which is why you hear Hoffman saying we should have a year-round legislature, which you know what happens then? Nothing gets done.
I am not for that at all. This would absolutely carry on. We'd have nothing but continuing resolutions. Let's just keep it the way it is. No, do not do that. Get a life. That'll make you want to get out earlier. I got to fly. I'm out of time. Thanks for coming to the program. Love having you on.
All right, see you next week.
She's Senator Karin Housley on the Al Travis Show.